Hey, what's good my friends? Sam here, and today for you fine folks, I'm going to talk about the highly anticipated and highly rated Final Fantasy XV. I know I'm a little bit late to the party in terms of doing a formal review, but I don't anticipate doing anything formal today. The way I want to handle this is that I want to go over my initial thoughts of the game and what I expected, and a bit later go into what I got and say if I enjoyed my experience and give it all an overall rating like everybody else on a scale of 10. Now, without any more long-winded explanations, let's dig in. Final Fantasy XV is a game for fans and first-timers, made by Square Enix. Let me preface this with saying that I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fanboy. Not to say that I don't enjoy the games, but I've only ever beaten Final Fantasy X and X-2, and played a little bit of 7 and 8. That being said, I got into the idea of getting 15 with the promise of it having a similar combat system to that of Kingdom Hearts, one of my favorite game series, and a big step in a different direction to the classic turn-based combat that we're used to with Final Fantasy games. Another thing that the game offered that piqued my interest was the open world aspect, because right after Kingdom Hearts is Fallout and The Elder Scrolls as my favorite games. To be a bit more specific, I guess I'm really trying to say is that I love a good open world. And the last big thing that really got me excited for this game is the Regalia, that is driving around said open world in a badass and albeit silly looking car. I mean, look at it, the decals, I mean, come on. Anyway, these were things that made me want to play the game, and ultimately led me to getting it. Were all of these things that were promised met? Kind of. Let's dig a bit deeper. So, this game had promised Kingdom Hearts style combat. It was more like KH than traditional Final Fantasy, but there's almost something truly unique to 15 that borrowed aspects from Kingdom Hearts. Is that a bad thing? Hell no. The combat is super fun, and with as many hours as I've sunk into the game, I've yet to get combat completely down. It's a bit much to get used to at first, but eventually it flows very nicely. Holy chocobo, this game is huge. It delivered a world that was wide and scary all at once. Is it as giant as games in the past? No, but that doesn't mean it's not giant in its own right. The enemies and the creatures throughout are pretty daggone awesome too. But a little tip, avoid nighttime exploration early on because super badass monsters come out of nowhere and RKO you into oblivion. Best to wait on that. In terms of the Regalia, it isn't all it's cracked up to be. I expected to be able to take it off-road and do all sorts of wild things, but instead it's a railroad of linear proportions, which is lame. All in all, the game is an absolute delight, and is quite enjoyable. There are a few issues though. The graphics should be a bit more crisp. That's just my opinion. Holy shit, the load times! Overall, Final Fantasy XV really has been a very fun game to play. Between the combat and the absolutely delightful characters, I would give this game a solid 8 bananas out of 10. Great game with minimal flaws and great replayability. Anywho folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, sacrifice your firstborn, whatever. I hope you go out and you give this game a try, and stay tuned for more that follows. This has been Sam with Banana Clip, and have a lovely day.